Unsurprisingly, I didn't do this Photoshop.
Okay, so how many of you put in an application to be involved in this? Okay, that's a good sign, that's a good start. So it's a very simple game. Most of you understand how Route 101 works. I know the rules have changed over the years, but pretty much you'll come up, you will take the item that you have and give us the reason why you think it should be cast into Room 101, basically the pit of doom, if you like. It's something in the series that you absolutely detest, you want to remove. Dan sat there, yeah, his list is like really long. Yeah, exactly. So thank you to everyone who applied to take part. We've selected a bunch of people from it, and we have slides prepared to go, and we're just going to work our way through it. And if you hang around for this on the way out, one of our wonderful team, probably Tertia, will come along and stamp you. That sounds a bit weird. I hear there are similar services available in Glasgow in the evening. Actually, there's a club up the road called Seventh Heaven. Have you seen that? Because on the Thursday night I got hit, no, it was Wednesday night, I was like, oh, there's a Seventh Heaven bar, how cool is that? We should all go.
All turned up in the neon lighting.
Well, we didn't actually get there, and well, the rest is it. You know what? Look it up. Google it. It's really not that bad. My microphone's tapping on the loose. Anyway, there it is. Okay, so we're going to work through it, and yeah, you'll try and convince myself and mainly Liam and the crowd, and we'll kind of go with the flow. Sound like fun, sir?
Sounds good.
Good.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, excellent. Is your microphone too sensitive?
I think it's alright.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was really confused then, because I was going, oh, and I stopped to hear it, and I was like, oh my god.
Okay, mad.
Okay, so the first person I'm going to invite up on stage, if they are here, hopefully, is, and if I screw up your name, really honestly, I screw up everyone's name, so don't worry about it. Fiona Kerr. I am looking for a Fiona Kerr. Well, you've lost your opportunity. Well, we're still gonna see. We pre-picked it. We're still gonna bring it up. What's the chances of that? Well, okay, we're gonna argue it out then. So Fiona Kerr's pick was Good King Mog from oh, not me, from 14. Now, have you done Good King Mog?
Not yet.
What do you mean not yet? That's like 6 years ago. You haven't done it?
I've lost track of where I've got to. There's so many little side quests and things, and some other ones I'm going, no, don't do that yet.
He's part of the MSQ. Yeah. You're not that far though, are you?
Not yet, no.
Right.
So anyway, tell me why we put in King Mog into
Well, I would assume it's not the extreme, well, it could be the extreme version. How many of you are familiar with King Mog? Yeah. So King Mog is a funny one because he's got a bunch of little Moogle buggers around him. And if I recall, it's been a while since I've done it myself, but you have to kill them in a specific order. And if you don't, if you're like, you're like, oh yeah, let's just kill the boss, let's just go for it. No, it doesn't work. You just get like completely wiped.
Right.
And it is rather frustrating. I think when it first came out, quite a few people were getting stuck on it. Like it's like one of the original ones that was quite annoying.
Death to all monarchs!
But but I don't really necessarily think it like, plus people call me King Mog, so I feel like
you can't put it in.
I feel like this is a bit of the person who did this is a little bit of an ass, to be quite frank with you. The extreme version, I forget the mechanics on the extreme is even more extreme, right? Is that the one where you do have to kill them in order, or do you have to do it for both? So what's the difference between the two then? One's a bitch, yeah. Okay, well, seeing the individual and they've lost out on some serious skill here, that's really silly of them. I'm just gonna try one more time. On the count of 3, we're all gonna go Fiona Kerr. And if they don't turn up, then we're gonna have to cast on it. So 1, 2, 3. Fiona Kerr!
Come on down.
Someone in the market's just like, no, I guess not. Okay, so if you think that King Mog, be careful with how you go with this, okay? If you think King Mog should be cast into Room 101, scream now. If you think it shouldn't be, scream now. Oh, it's not going in.
It's not going in.
It's not going,
Not going in.
True story, most of the Room 101 submissions were for 14. And I think it's not because people don't like the game, it's because there's so many parts to it that there's bound to be something you don't like. Okay, so the next person I'm looking for is Michelle Scully. Why the hell do people apply if you're not even going to be here? Michelle Scully. Okay, we'll try this again then on 3, ready? It's Michelle Scully. 1, 2, 3. Michelle Scully! This is pathetic. They're massively losing out on Gil today, but that's their problem. So, Michelle Scully selected. Now, don't confuse this when you see the slide, because you're gonna be like, oh, this is harsh. No, wait. Wait.
The whole thing.
No.
Just in the...
Wait. She'd like to cast into Room 101 the hatred for 13. Now, I gotta tell you, have you played 13?
I have.
You don't like it, do you?
I
Just want to point out that one of our special guests is
No, I really enjoyed 13.
Yeah.
I really liked 13. I liked the story and I liked everything with it. And then I got to like there's like 25, 26 chapters I think, and I got to like chapter 23.
Aren't there 13 chapters?
No,
there's 13 chapters. You know, because it's Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
So why has 14 got like 9 million then?
That's quite simple.
But anyway, there's 20 odd something, like maybe not chapters there, but there's about 26 sections anyway, which are spread across the different chapters.
I would assume that this is not just referring to 13 itself, it would be 13-2 and Lightning Returns. Anyone care to cast an opinion? Let's get a roving microphone going. Let's take this one here. Anyone got an opinion they'd like to share?
So
go to anybody you like.
My issue with 13 was I got right towards the end and then got stuck on just an ordinary encounter because the combat system was a nightmare.
I think the 13 end bosses are excellent. What's the one that's all turning and stuff? Yeah, that's brilliant. That's excellent.
Yeah, I've got to say that 13 ends very, very strongly. It's fantastic.
I think it's a good game.
Yeah, I think it's very good.
There is a lot of hatred towards 13. This is going to sound like a sexist comment, but do you think it's because it's mainly like a female-driven game? Okay, now, whoever said it's a corridor, you are correct. It is the most linear of the series.
But I've heard that comment levelled at 10 as well. That 10 is quite a linear game as well, but people really love 10 and 13.
No, but I think okay. You can argue with me, but I think 10 you can have more of an emotional connection to, because the story is really quite intense. Apart from but 13 is linear. There's no denying it. It is literally a corridor. You can literally press forward, and the game's done. 13-2 is not like that at all.
No, I remember I've played a bit of 13-2, and it was more that I then wanted to go back and play 13 before playing 13-2, so I went back. But an old housemate of mine played 13-2, and was like, it's so good, it's so much, it's everything that, all the issues I had with 13, they fixed it for 13-2, and it's really good. It's just one of those ones that's passed me by.
I despised 13-2 the first time I played it. Yeah. Then I went back to it, and I really enjoyed it. But of the 3, Lightning Returns was always my favourite. I just enjoyed it had the ATB style, it also had the hack and slash, but I get the feeling you really weren't a fan of that one. Because I remember when we were doing Gil or No Gil, you made some comments of some sort.
Well, it was Dissidia that I...
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, don't worry, I've got you to remind you, you cheeky sod.
The main problem I have with 13 is it's the first Final Fantasy and the only one up to that point that asked you, yes, we're going to show you the story. Also, there's this big online book over there, read that. Like everything else in any other Final Fantasy, you get all the information you do as the story goes on. 13's like, oh, we're not going to explain this to you.
Well, arguably, you could say the same thing about 15, because they're like, oh, play the game, but watch the movie first. Okay, we'll get one more opinion from someone. It's up to Jack. He's the one roaming with the microphone.
Lots of people say that the combat is like you just press button, over and over again. If you do that, I feel like you're just gonna die maybe later on in the game. Like, I feel like there is a lot of strategies.
There is. I remember Orphan being a real pain towards the end, and the music is excellent. We at least agree the music is absolutely excellent.
Music was great. I enjoyed 13. It's just I got stuck, and I've spent hours trying to get past this point.
Usually, if I get just stuck, that's it. Cheat, finish the game. I'm done. Okay, so excellent. So we're going to cast then. If you think the hatred of Final Fantasy 13 should be cast into room 101, let us know now. You're not getting murdered. If you think the hatred is acceptable, say now. No.
I think that's going
The
in.
hatred of 13 is into room 101. Right, let's hope this person is here. Mike Knight. Yay! Come join us. Okay, so of your selections, this is the one we went with. And we went with Vaughn.
All three, you went to Vaughn.
What?
All three, you went to
That's the one we went with. So, tell us why we should cast Vaughn into room 101.
He was a late addition to the game. The game would have worked better if it was focused on Balthier, Bash, Ash. Even Penella is tolerable, but not Vaughn. It's just a whiny.
Is it just his? Is it just his absurd body that just? Actually, this version's not that buff, but his other, like in the remaster, he looks like he's been in the gym.
Just painted on.
Don't believe all those eyes. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say that he didn't really feel like a main character at all, did he? Who would have preferred a game focused on, say... That's not what I was going to say.
Balthier and
Come on, folks, give us a chance here. Balthier seems to me like a much better focal point. All right, let's get some opinions from the crowd then. Oh no, there's an extra microphone.
I'm very strong, I hope.
Hold on, let me get the bleep machine going. Eat up.
So, as was already alluded to, the main character originally was supposed to be Bash, and I think as you play the game, it becomes really evident. There are still glimpses of it, and I just hate that they changed it.
I didn't know
so
that.
much. Yeah.
Where did you read that to?
Gosh, I can't remember. It was a long time ago, but I read that they, at some point, decided nobody's interested in a story about a 30-year-old man.
Now,
So that's why
I'm
they got
terrible
it
with
on.
names and I always get them mixed up because they all look the same, but Bosch is the one who they say killed Oscar there, but he didn't.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's why
That
he
makes
has such a
sense.
good background
That makes
story
sense.
as well.
I would have happily played a game just about Valkyrie and Fran.
Exactly.
Because they were excellent characters, probably two of the best characters in the entire series. Yeah. What did you think of 12?
So my knowledge of 12 is pretty limited because
Shut up, man.
I didn't have a PS2.
We'll go to the crowd.
Yeah, do.
My main issue is like when you start 12, you get given this quite interesting character in Rex. And I feel like the game almost catfishes you because you get used to Rex. You're like, oh, get into this, and then they just kill him right in front of you and go, here's a little half-naked child instead.
But it gets worse because then you're like, this is an intense story. Now spend some time killing rats in a sewer.
Yeah.
So,
It's all starting to sound a little bit Assassin's Creed 3. Anyone who's played that, the best bit is the opening. And it's downhill from there.
As soon as you
Have
get
you played it?
Vaughn out of your main party, it works a lot better.
right.
Yeah, I just want to say, what you said that Van is a late comer of Final Fantasy 12, right? But if you play Final Fantasy Revolution on Nintendo DS, it actually wasn't a late comer. So if you play the DS version of Final Fantasy,
Oh, Revenant Wings, isn't
yeah,
it?
Revenant Wings.
Has anyone played that?
It's exactly. He's not a late comer. He's actually, he was in the game, but people didn't really pay attention of the DS version.
So tell me, is Revenant Wings based before the game? After.
After.
It's a sequel, okay.
The sequel. So technically, the canon is right, but later on, they added him more in the DS version.
One could argue, though, it's a bit too late at that point, isn't it? Okay, guys, let's vote then. Do we cast this unusually muscular, rat-killing sewer boy, Vaughn, who I get the feeling his voice actor will never be at KupoCon because of this? Should we cast him into Room 101? Who thinks we should save our muscular little boy? You're doing it under sexual pretenses. He's going into Room 101.
Good choice.
Hi, Vaughn. Thank you very much. And congratulations because you did on stage, so that's 2 quests down for you today. Thank you, sir. Okay, next we move to... okay, who are we going to? Okay, so next it's Alex Dyer. Hey! Good job! Okay, and the selection for this one... I can't remember how long we scheduled for this. Did we schedule that time? Good enough for me. The next one is fetch quests. I think we just move on. Okay, give us the reasons why, and we'll tell you why we agree.
It's not so much. Yeah, it's not so much the need to just go from one place to another. It's the meaninglessness of it. So if, for instance, you have to actually fight a boss at the location, there's context for you to actually go there. But if you just go to a place, get an item, bring it back, all you're doing is spending your time.
Yeah. It's like a gap filler. Anyone want to share an opinion on fetch quests?
I think the thing that annoys me most about fetch quests is trying to use up, well, it's not a lot, but like the gil involved. Trying to teleport here and then back and then over there and then back again. It's just, I'm a cheapskate, what I'm trying to say.
Take someone else. Has anyone actually got something positive to say about fetch quests? Oh, hold on, okay, we'll go there afterwards. Go ahead.
As any 14 player will drink the phrase "Pray return to the waking sands," they definitely should go into Room 101. However, on a slightly positive note, the quest log is kind of redundant without fetch quests.
So, what?
Your quest log.
Did you say that we have fetch quests in the quest log?
It's go get something and take it to the bank of mob. Yeah, it's all fetch quests.
Fighting talk.
That's very nice of you to say so, but if you'd rather bugger off to MCM, spend £200 and get absolutely nothing, you're more than welcome, my friend. Alright, have a great night. Yeah, have him shot. Yeah, I used to like you. You wait till you see what I do tonight, you bugger.
I will say one good thing for fetch quests. Because one of the things we all love about Final Fantasy is the lore, the stories behind it. Particularly in 14, if you ignore Pray Return to the Waking Sands, a lot of the fetch quests aren't just about, oh, spend some time getting here from here. It's actually about the world building of it. You get to know the characters in the individual settings, in the individual cities. You get to know about their lives, what it's like to be in Uldar, what it's like to be in Gridania.
Okay.
So I think it's fantastic parts if you ignore the long, tedious.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
what do you think?
So essentially what we've got here is it's really good if we ignore the actual quest bit.
Yeah, just read the dialogue.
Fetch quests are just a filler. They are just a time filler. They just it's the way all video games do it. It's the escort quest. It's the same thing. It's those time fillers which don't really lead anything to the story. Don't really put anything forward. And it is just a lot of the time it's like, I'm trying to build this. Go and get me 6 logs. And you're like, why can't you've got a pile there? Like, what?
Don't you, I must admit, I would prefer that the MSQ was shorter.
Yeah.
With less crap in between.
They're doing that in 5.2!
Yeah, well, that's 5.2 patches too late, isn't it? Okay, so should fetch quests be cast into room 101? Anybody against? You guys are silly people. It's being cast into room 101. Congratulations. Thank you for the suggestion. You guys are going to like this next one. Is Nikki Hunter Pike here? Nikki, are you here? I know I've seen Nikki today. Go and grab her. Yeah. Run. Oh no, it's a fetch quest! You've got 60 seconds. Your time starts now. We should all just leave now. Completely clear the room now. Okay, well, we'll start discussing it while we're at it. And Nikki's selection is... the Chocobo Balloon Race from 10. Tell her to go back to the sign, yeah. No, okay, alright, calm down, just come out and riot. Anybody think it was a poster of Kingsglaive? I'm joking.
Not the worst rated movie
No,
on
true.
Rotten Tomatoes, so that'll do.
Well, actually, I hope, actually, I don't think anybody did pick it. Well, no, I'll say it for my own then. But, okay, anybody like to share their opinion on this disastrous minigame? It's nice to be on stage and talk about the stuff you don't like for a change.
So for my show, I never actually completed that, and I had to get... Oh, sorry.
Push your face right in it.
Okay, so yeah, for my shame, I never actually completed that, and I had to get my partner who doesn't play the Final Fantasy game to do it for me. I cannot race chocobos, and I can't actually drive them in any form of straight lines. So
Hey,
chuck it in the bin.
How dare you. Congratulations, here's 10 gil. So give us the reasons why this is deserving of going into room 101.
Oh,
Your face says it all.
It is, oh, well, who has attempted this, first of all? And who has actually completed it? Oh no, am I just really crap at it?
They don't have social lives, that's the difference.
How long did it take you to complete it?
So I've attempted it several times, over and over again. The closest I've come is literally within 0.02 or something seconds. But it's just such a, I haven't got the hours to spend on it, and I really want the trophy, but I hate it. I hate stupid birds. I hate stupid training.
Alright, calm down. I think you should go back to your bloody signing queue. Okay, I think this is going to be the easy one, so let's just get to it. Should this disastrous minigame be put into room 101?
Yes!
Anybody against it? I don't know what's wrong with some of you today. Okay, it's being cast.
Yay!
But make sure you get a double reward, alright? Thanks very much. Okay, the next. They didn't put a full name, all they put was Kit. Okay, great. Come on up. Okay, you selected... Bad breath. It's great watching the community match. Good one. Yeah, good one. Yeah, good one. Yeah, bad breath. I don't even want to talk about it. Like 15, for example, which I think this is from, isn't it? It's just like you're doing the battle, and it's just like, and you're doomed. Oh, we should retreat and try again. It's just like, it's just like everything.
The thing that made me really hate it though was 12 when you're running through the series and those little lovely things. I sat there going, well, you have no items, we're going to get you.
So anyone like to offer Your 2 cents. What happened to Jack? Is he just, not? Would you like to grab your microphone? Oh, okay. I just thought he was hanging out. You alright, mate? Yeah. Weather's really crap in it, yeah. Right, go on.
So I was playing through Final Fantasy X, the Monster Collection bit.
Yeah.
So I did about 3-4 hours inside Send and all the thing about 10 of those things. Ambushed by King Malboro.
Yeah.
Bad breath.
People who get gradually
For
shorter
those who
and
don't
fatter
know, when
throughout
Liam's in Comrades, they just made him shorter and fatter.
They did to Mike Kishimoto, so he was really not happy with his model. They made him, and he was like, "I'm not that fat. Come on."
So what would you cast?
I
What would
can't
you like to
say.
cast in Room 1?
Actually, I do. This is quite a personal one. I would.
Oh,
would
I gotta
cast-
see. Oh god, don't say what I think you're gonna say. Please. No, I was thinking about it. That's kind of a I've had 5 tears kind of comment.
No, it's not going to be that. No, it's the changes due to running time of the film of Kingsglaive. The script changes from the script that we got at the start to what came out in the end. There were some substantial changes in places.
To make it shorter.
Yeah, basically it was that we've got to, like it still runs it's 2 hours, it's like 2 hours 10 or something. So it's a long film, it is already a long film. They were just like, no, we can't, at the moment, if we film everything we want to film, if we do everything we want to do, it's going to be like 3 hours long and it's too long, we can't have it that length, so we've got to cut it down. And also, it was originally written in Japanese and then even though English was the lead language on the film, it was written in Japanese and then localized to English. And there were times where there was like, this is the Japanese and this is the English translation. And that means that scene that should be 2 minutes is now 4.5 minutes, and we have to lose all this stuff. Okay. So there were bits that were cut. So the bar scene with all the glaives after the opening battle. Originally, Libertas I had like a 12-line speech where when Nix pulls those pills out and goes, "What the hell are these?" Libertas has this long speech going, "Look, you've got no idea. You're the hero here. You're fine. I see our friends, our dead friends who they've died alongside us. I see them every time I close my eyes, and this is the only way I can get through." It's this long speech, and they went, "We can't have it. We've got to cut it." And there's some bits like that had to be cut from the film, and it's a real shame, I think, in some places, because some of the character developments that we lost because of it.
That probably would have been on Sony more than anything.
I don't know. Well, no, because I think it was it all happened while we were filming, so we went back. It wasn't that things were cut in edit.
They were just never
generally, yeah, it was just that stuff wasn't shot in the end, or we reshot. So we actually reshot that. So we cut it a bit from where it was when we first shot it, and then we revisited it 6 months later and reshot it again with another changed script, and that's the one you see in the final piece. But it's a shame because seeing some of the things, like the reason Libertas breaks his leg was completely different in the original script to what happens when he just gets hit by a rock. In the original, it was actually he was going in to save some civilians. He was a mother and child who'd been trapped in a building with the Cerberus coming down.
So you would have been really heroic.
It was really heroic, and then Nix comes and gets him, and instead of just get hit by a rock. So those, for me, that I would put those changes into Room 101.
But that seems fair, don't you guys? I think they could have explained a lot more for sure.
It's a shame because the film I like the film, and I think the film does what it's set out to do. It just there are some aspects to some of the secondary characters that are lost from it. Which is a shame, but it was all to do with justice. Yeah.
Well, I want to ask Dan and Ella what theirs are, but we are like crazy over, so I'm going to do it during your thing this afternoon because I'm sure you're going to have some really good ones, and I'm sure the lawsuits are coming on Monday. So guys, I want to let you go because lunch is here. I'm going to be back with Rachel in like 45 minutes, so make sure you get your stamp on the way out. And thank